when did you watch Saltburn at home?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you pay more attention to a movie when you're at the theater than you do at home?
Yeah, I think because there's less distractions, but in general, like I if like I'm gonna watch a movie,
You're gonna watch
like
it.
because I really want to see it, like I'll put my full attention to that. I think every once in a while I might pause it, go to the bathroom, whatever. But with the movie theater, there's no distractions. Like I don't go on my phone, but like at home, yeah.
Do you put your phone away when you're at home?
No, because like I think, well, watching Saltburn, yeah, I like wanted to pay attention to because I just like, oh, this is like, I want to see what this is all about. But yeah, I wasn't like actively texting or kind of like half watching. I was like watching it. But then like when I was watching Guardians 3 the other week, I was like doing some work. I was like half watching, but like still somewhat paying attention. Yeah.
Different kind of movie that requires,
Yeah, I wasn't like, I don't think the plot would have like went too complex without me paying attention.
Gone over your head. Do you know your screen time? Your weekly screen time?
Oh, it's probably fairly low. It's not.
Gotta be.
Yeah, it's fairly low.
Well, you under like 2?
It's probably around like 4, just because of music and games.
Okay.
Because I'll sit there and play chess.
I'm like, when it said the other week, I was like, oh, you spent like 20% less. I was like, oh, but it was like 4 hours.
Nice.
I'm usually around like 5.
5, yeah.
You're probably there too, no?
I'm about 4 and a half
about,
is around. And it's weird because sometimes I have to have my phone open.
Yeah, like GPS. I'm sure it counts that
like,
too, huh?
Yeah, or like if it's like some of the stuff for work, I have to work on my phone.
Well,
like, so it's
I'm listening to a lot of music throughout the day, so that's mainly like my phone.
Where it's coming from?
Because I don't be texting.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I just make sure there's a red and I know he's alive. I'm like, well, 5 a.m. red.
I know.
He good. He good.
Yeah, I know, but
because it makes me think. So this week I signed up I put my name in for I turned my paper in for the Siggy's digital detox. So I don't know when I find out, but if they pick me, it's like there's like 10 of us or some shit like that will do like a 30-day digital detox. No smartphone. You get like a flip phone. They give you the a SIM card, and that's the way it goes. And like ever since I started like thinking about and reading it, and then
can you go on the computer?
Yeah, you can.
So you just have to do everything on the computer.
Yeah, so that's kind of what started making me think. Like I actually, even if they don't pick me, I think I want to do it anyway.
I was gonna ask, you should just do it.
Yeah, I think I just want to do it anyway because I was
just buy a burner.
Yeah, it's exactly what I would do. And the reason why is like everything that I do in terms of, let's just say, for instance, in terms of the podcast, I can do all from the computer. And then I'm not actually having the thing always there. So I'm setting up specific time to be like, okay.
Does it count if you go on social media on the computer?
Well, no, that's fine. You can use the computer.
Computers, it's just taking it off.
It's just
your
the thing
phone.
that's like, it's the point is like, you're on your phone, everything is there, right? And like, how many days, like, do you not have your phone on you? How many times do you go out anymore without your phone on you? Whereas I'm sure you guys can remember certain times back in the past where you would like leave the house.
But I'm a bad person with the phone. I didn't have a phone for a while, so I'm not the average.
Just a bad person in general.
I know, right?
But I mean, like, let's just say, for instance, like the past 5 years, how many times have you like left your house without the phone?
That's probably almost never.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me.
It's like
maybe
to
once.
me, it's like the last line of emergency defense.
Shout out because he said almost never.
Oh, almost never. Yeah.
Almost never. It's like my last line of defense, though.
Yeah. Well, because sometimes you need it, but then I started thinking about what actually I need, and I'm like, it's really just phone calls and text messages. Honestly,
maybe if you're lost somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be the tough thing. But my car's got GPS. So, but yes, so there are certain things where like I just started thinking about digital detox, like. First, I was like, damn, this challenges you like crazy. It makes you rethink your whole world. You have to take a daily planner if you're going to write stuff down to do, right? Like, if you're listening to music, you don't have your phone, so...
iPod?
Or the radio, right? Or, I mean, I don't have an iPod. I don't know. I don't even know if they sell them anymore. They probably do, I guess.
Radio. I mean, I listen to the radio
It's not on the
every
website.
day.
I don't
think they do.
It's not on
I listen to radio every day. Because if I at work, I listen to 92.3.
Okay.
Big boy.
Yeah. So like there's certain things where it's like, all right, like, you don't have those things and you kind of get away with it. But then there's the other piece where I started looking into like statistics of things. So, do you guys know about like tech addiction? Have you heard of it?
Tech addiction?
Or can you think about what you think what like tech addiction would be?
Sure.
Like, what would you think like when you hear tech addiction? What do you think it
is?
like? Yeah. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, I think.
Yeah, just the onslaught of tech abuse.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like more or less always being.
Yeah, I think it's just like, I think it's like not even an extreme. I think it's just like, what do you have on you when you leave the house? Your phone, your keys, and your wallet. Like that's.
Yeah.
It's just.
And then you start asking yourself things like, everybody, all the things that you have in your life, all the things you own, all the people you do, what's with you more than anything else? Like what goes with you maybe into the shower or onto the toilet or
just playing music when I'm in the shower.
The vape
in the shower.
But it's pretty crazy. Like, so you like, I was looking up, just some fun statistics based like 96% of Americans have a cell phone. Now that's saying 96% of the 335 million people that are in the United States have cell phones. So that includes your homeless or
they all got phones.
Yeah, a lot. So it's like there's these certain things that now we basically built into ourselves, like we always have to have them. 71% of people sleep with their phone right next to them.
Well, where would the phone be?
Well, like I don't sleep with it next to me. I put it in the outside my room. Yeah, so when the alarm goes off, I gotta get my ass out of the bed and go and get it, or else I'll just turn it off and probably.
You're afraid of the radiation?
No, I just know that if it's right next to me, I'll turn it off and I'll
or like when you wake up first.
Yeah,
and
like,
first thing.
Yeah. So.
Well, don't you got to when the alarm's going off look at it?
But like,
I know what you mean.
But like, all right. So on that point, like, 89% of the users of phones, their first 10 minutes of waking up, that's what they do before anything else. So it's you start your day with that, and then it's almost the exact same thing for people going to bed. So like they end their day with that. And so it's changing everyone's habits. It's changing their the brain structure. It's not only changing brain structure, but it's changing the actual physical bodies of people. So I started getting in, like, I was like, dude, this is like more eye strain, neck pain, weight gain, and back pain.
Those all rhyme.
Are all up and increased.
Alliteration, baby.
Strictly because of phone use. And so people are like now coming in with brand new ailments and issues of things you haven't seen, breathing issues because of tech neck.
Or not like going outside, not getting enough fresh air. Too.
Yeah, or exercise, or having true community and connection because, they're on the phones. So, I just saw the detox and I was like, I feel like that would be just a good thing in general. Not to mention, I don't know if you ever think about how much like money you would save without a phone, a smartphone, because smartphones make it so easy
to buy
stuff, and you'd have to actually work way harder than to like buy stuff. You don't have an app to do it. You have to call a place if you want to get.
You can't get sneakers though if there's a drop. It's like
on the computer.
There's no sneakers on the computer. Sneakers app for Nike.
Nike.com.
They don't got that on there.
They're on the. Because it's the
you can
they don't have
sign
sneakers,
up,
but you can go to Nike.com.
No, you can't get a hot drop. You can sign.
Yeah.
Actually, you can sign up for like
email
sneaker websites, like for the raffles.
Oh
and stuff like that. So you can still do that.
Which
I think like you might actually have a better chance than.
But no, you're right. You couldn't buy the sneakers drops like from sneakers, but you could just get the regular Nike, whatever Nike's got on their website.
You gonna do that though?
You could Nike by you. I know.
But I was like, kind of, I guess I keep finding me coming back to this, but like, I don't do it, but like some people only watch porn on their phones. Like Brian.
Oh yeah.
He said he only watches it on his phone. So like that screen time must be crazy because it's like, there's no app for it. And the UI is
he's just going straight to the end. And then it's like,
why does it have to be a lot of screen time?
It might just be at 2 minutes.
I wasn't going to go that low, but
sometimes people just need to see the money shot. That's all they want.
I wasn't trying to just say he's going to the yacked out up all night version.
Well, but the UI is not for it, and it's like the loading time and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's like I did it once, I think, where I went to the sperm bank. I made a donation because like they have a TV there that has like
It's playing.
Yeah, it's like a Roku but with like adult movies, and it's like, but it's like really weird. It was like an app specifically for, but it was very like, it felt very corporate, it's like very like cisgender type of like heterosexual type stuff, and
Barbie
like
Kens all over the place.
yeah, and it was like this just, it felt very like
They don't have my.
it felt very like
Not my kink.
They
Where's
don't
my
have my
shit?
category.
yeah, even though it's like it's porn, but it was like it felt very like sanitized and
Yeah,
stuff, and
yeah.
it
How
was
do you
like
get to
odd.
Ebony?
Is it like the?
Yeah, there wasn't categories like that.
It was just sex,
There's no
fornication.
like, what is it?
All the categories.
You need all the categories.
You need all the categories. I was just watching a podcast. They were talking about the categories.
BBW.
What state had categories? It was hilarious.
Oh, like which ones are the biggest ones in the state?
Exactly. It was just like
That's funny.
like Utah for sure was like Mormon, which was weird.
Mormon porn.
Exactly. But there was some other states that had some weird ones too. They were just like, oh,
I know what I'm
okay.
doing later tonight. What is this Mormon
Oh,
porn?
like speaking of like, have you heard of soaking?
What is
You know what
that?
soaking is?
No,
Okay, so like I
I mean I could think
in
about
certain
what it might be,
like
but-
with certain religions or even like Christianity and stuff, like people find loopholes to like get around because no sex
okay,
before marriage,
okay,
like
okay.
whether it's like anal or something, but like soaking is where you put it in and you don't move.
Oh
you
my
just
God.
let it just let it cook.
marinate.
So
You let it marinate.
there's no thrusting or
So
anything.
it just gets soft and then you're done.
Well, I mean,
That's
if you're
when you know it's over.
no, if you're like
Well,
if you're kind of like
Heavy
you
petting?
say starved for sexual contact, like I don't think you're gonna. But I don't know, like it's just there, so you're not moving, so there's no like
You
stimulation.
just
So I
gotta
don't
be
know.
like.
that just seems like the weirdest. Like, hey,
I thought it'd be fun to try though, like
I'm just gonna. Put
That would be kind of funny to try this.
funny. I take it like that because like you're just staring at each other. Like you can only make out for
See
so
who can
long.
go the longest without moving.
It's the new planking. It's like 2024 plank.
I feel you moving.
God can feel you.
Somebody
moving.
moved. Somebody moved. If you cough, you're like, oh my god, no. Well, now I've had
You
sex.
sneeze, you're like,
That's what I'm
okay,
saying. You're trying to do like the littlest movements. You're just like, oh yes, relief.
You're just moving your neck.
Giggity, giggity.
You're a YouTube watcher.
Yes, sir.
So this is a crazy statistic of people that watch YouTube are the highest users of phones, and they almost spend 2 of their years of
Watching
their life
YouTube?
watching YouTube.
great.
I was pretty blown away that Instagram was so low. It only said 8 months, but I just think because whatever this statistic is, it hasn't had enough time to.
It's like
to
a- it's
grow
like a-
out.
it's like a
because YouTube's been
long-term
around
study.
for yeah. So, but like it was saying that basically no matter what, like most people are losing. And that's just with one, right? So if you do YouTube plus Facebook plus Snapchat plus Instagram plus Twitter, if you did all that, that's like 6 years of your life just to like the social media.
Well, because I wonder, like, I think too, it's like if you take into consideration like television, like people don't like
It's not the same.
younger,
as it used
like
to be.
I think even millennials, like nobody watches like TV anymore, like compared to
used
like
to be the
streaming
shit.
or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And like most people don't watch it on a TV. Most people watch it on a thing. So it's like
That'd be a crazy
direct replacement.
Yeah, that'd actually be really cool to look up because I wonder if like 90, don't know, probably 2003, you could still do it. Like 2003,
And earlier?
people watch, and earlier TV watching for like a demographic of 18 to 25 comparatively to.
I mean, it was super high. We know everyone. The
Watch
few
TV.
things that was on, everyone knew
Yeah.
about them.
I mean, really, that was, and people, and like that's also crazy because people like or Die Hard, like there was no instant, you know, it wasn't like on demand. So it's like if you want to see ER, you better show up and sit your butt down. That
And if
whenever
you
it
miss
played.
it, if you didn't have somebody to record it
Record
on a
it?
VHS or
Yeah.
something,
well, then like yeah, even after that, like when they had TiVo, like that was like a big
DVR was
a
like
big
a
thing,
big old
like,
thing. Like, oh my god, I can record my show when I miss it. Because when
It's
you
like
miss
yeah,
your
you just
show,
never have to watch. You just never have to.
If you missed your show back in the day, you missed your show.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
then like
Yeah.
either they'll like show it again like a few hours later,
Later,
or
yeah.
you just miss it and you,
You
have to get
just
somebody
missed
to
it,
like
yeah.
catch you up on it.
Do you think you guys could do it?
A digital detox?
30 days.
Yeah.
I think like I my mind goes to the little things of like, oh, if I go for a run, like it'll be like I've done it before because like I've
Silent
just
running.
I've like my headphones, like my little earbuds, like they've just died. So like I've done it quiet, like, and it is cool because it is like a little more meditative instead of like listening to a podcast or like listening to music while you do it. But I think so. Like I have a computer, and I think like that it'd be cool to like not do like the social media stuff. I think I've definitely like kind of moved away from it anyway.
Yeah.
Even though like I should be moving closer to it with what we're doing. But
I think it'd be funny if we do it and then I have like a cardboard cutout of a phone. And I keep that on me, and I just keep looking at it.
Keep that thing on.
It just says likes.
I bet if you had
Ari with likes.
I bet if you had your phone but it was like off and you can use it, you would still whip it out. Like if you kept it on, you'd still whip it out just by habit.
I mean, because I just whip out my phone just to see the time.
That's Well, and like
half the time, no pun.
So I was thinking too, because like this watch wouldn't work, right? So, and I do check the time. So I'm like, am I gonna go buy a Casio? Like, am I just gonna buy? But
no, you just be looking at the sun. It's
just get a sundial.
No, there it is. Yeah, I kind, but I really do want to try it. I want to see what happens. And like, I don't feel like I am an abuser, I would say, but
tech abuser,
because I don't match all these statistics. But like one of the things was like people who use the highest level of platform users, and it was saying like 5 to 7 platforms. So that's like
kind of a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah. So I'm like, you know, and it's counting YouTube, Reddit, Threads, Twitter, I'm on Instagram
and YouTube,
Facebook. But yeah, but I was like, it was saying like anybody who uses like 5 of those or is pretty much connected is have 3 times the greater likelihood for depression and for chronic anxiety, which like 3 times, it's kind of a lot.
But that's also not counting like, I think like there's a couple games on my phone where I'll spend like an hour of that total screen time on that thing, and that's not counting it either. Yeah. So
yeah. And then like, you know, it makes a lot of, so it's been proven multiple times that multitasking is not beneficial, not helpful. It slows people down. It makes shittier products and quality and stuff like that. And one of the things I was saying from Tech Addiction is that they're showing poor cognitive response, and so it's a dip in cognitive response, which is unfortunately worse for men than for women, because this also counts people who play video games, and that there's a greater amount of men that are playing video games, which is
not surprising, especially the way you communicate on video games is not very civil.
So it's kind of, I mean, so it's but there's differences. Like there's more of an attack on physical, people feel more physically deficient for women via social media than men do. Men feel
poor.
Yeah. More like, well, it's kind of interesting because it makes very much use of like the man aspect, the man box thing. So like your quintessential American man who's like, have money, your
bitches,
you know, and it's
a boat maybe,
and like, and it really says it was like, you know, you see that and you think, and like the youth, that's their reality. That's the youth. That's it. So, I mean, I think the people that need this the most probably are the youth, but
they're developed differently anyway, so I don't know if they...
I wonder, because I saw this, like, you're talking about physical changes brought upon by technology, dude, but did you see that thing for, like, streamers that are, like, the ones that are streaming a lot with the headsets? Like, they're getting
they're getting
physical indentations in their head from it, like, wearing it for so long.
Well, I mean, our feet are permanently misshapen because we wear shoes.
Yeah.
That totally go against the...
I don't know. All of my fitness influencers on
they going
Instagram,
bare feet.
They say that if you go barefoot, you can change it, Trey.
Yeah, for sure.
So
for maybe about 200 years.
For the rest of your life.
Well, I've seen that because like
go ahead.
There's you get the running shoes that are like, you know, more naturally shaped, and then there's like, I've seen the thing that's like
Vibram.
That's the Vibram is the sole.
Vibram's the...
But like it's used for like outdoor traction and stuff like that.
But that's
the
real
toe
though.
spreaders.
You've seen the people in the Amazons that don't wear shoes. It's real. Like they're
They
toes
grew a 6th toe. You saw that one?
Yes, it's
that
like
was wild.
We've been changing our anatomy by our clothing, like by everything.
So, dude, their toes were actually like
so
off the side.
So it's like, to me, I get it. I get the headline, but it's like we've been.
But it's like, I mean, there's a lot of things unnatural. Like we're not
heels.
supposed to be.
I don't think women should be wearing high heels.
Oh no, not at all.
I'm pretty sure that messes up your whole like. It gives you calves for sure. But I don't think anybody should be walking on their tippy toes all day long.
Probably not all day long. But there's not many things you should be doing all day long that we put ourselves to. Like,
for beauty standards.
Like wearing shoes. I mean, but I was actually thinking about this, like, I rarely wear shoes.
When you don't have,
If I'm at home, I don't have shoes on. And if I'm at work, I take my shoes off too. Yeah, and like generally like, flex my sock game, whatever it is.
But I don't think our underwear, I don't think are designed right. Like there's a lot of things that aren't necessarily designed right.
It's crazy because it also depends on who's ever putting the money out for the study that's going on. Because like I remember it was like boxers are terrible for men because it lets your nut sack.
So are briefs.
And then briefs, it gets too hot and it's too close. And you're like, so
what am I supposed to
boxer
do?
briefs?
Yeah, so it needs to hang, but not hang too far.
You know what I mean?
And it needs to have space, but not too much space.
Because it's like when I go running, like I don't wear I mean, I wear the running tights and stuff. So it's like it's kind of like it's just pretty much free balling. It's like sometimes depending on which ones I wear,
compressed up in there.
Well, no, like sometimes it's like it cuts off like right there, so it's just hanging, and then sometimes it's a little tighter, so it is kind of like wearing like briefs a little bit. But it's like I don't feel any discomfort. I thought it'd just be jangling around and stuff, that would hurt. But it's like no, I think like your body knows too, like it's gonna like tuck that sack in a little bit. It's not gonna just like be like.
Yeah.
Like an elephant trunk or something.
The MMA fighter, Rampage, I just saw a clip of him. He said he was in a movie and they had to do a full body cast of him for something. Mm-hmm. So they had to mold his whole body, right? And he said the guy told him, hey, you should wear a thong. And he's like, I don't wear no thongs. That's not what I do. He's like, I wear jockstrap, though. He's like, I'm used to wearing a jockstrap. I'll wear a jockstrap. And the guy's like, you should wear a thong. He's like, I don't wear thongs.
Because of the cast material?
I mean? Exactly. He's like, you should wear it. He's like, no, I'm not going to wear it, but I'll wear a jockstrap. He's like, okay, suit yourself. So he says he has a jockstrap on. Everything's fine. They get the casting off his body. And he said on his ass, he had a straight, like, indentation where his asshole, where the plaster went up in there. And that's what the thong would stop.
Oh. Because it's just like, it goes around your butt cheeks and stuff, huh?
So he said he felt it coming out of his butt. And then all the dudes were kind of making fun of him. He's like, this is why I told you to wear it.
We told you. We told you.
You should wear the thong.
But I mean, I guess you gotta learn when people don't be listening.
You're gonna learn today.
You're
gonna learn today,
Junior. The guy was just like, okay, if you don't want to wear it. He's like, he did warn me twice, though. He's like, no, you should really wear this.
All right, one last question. How many times a day do you think you look at your phone?
Ooh, 100.
How many times a day do you think?
Probably like 50.
So the average is 144 times a day.
Dang.
That money's the average. So my only concern with this all information, because it's always way higher with the youth, I'm like, these are supposed to be the doctors of the future. This is supposed to be like...
No, they're not supposed to. They will be, Sean.
Well, you know what I mean. Know. Yeah. And I'm just like, the like necessity that you need for focus on many really important jobs that we have is not being curated currently by the use of technology. Where like we are definitely pushing people to like 10-minute like and less of like a focus. Like people are unable to focus. Like they're if you're looking at your phone every 144 times and you sleep 8 hours a day, you're given 16 hours 144 times.
8 hours.
I know you guys are crazy. You sleep like 5.
That made me think of like some budget open heart surgery. Like we'll get you in and out in 10 minutes.
You know what I mean?
Well, then they're also, but at the same
live
time, like
streaming it.
They want to do like use robotics and surgery and stuff, and then it's like that's like somewhat kind of like that interface might be beneficial.
That's where the doctor needs the Apple Vision. I could see that.
Yeah, I just know. I mean, like there's already a lot of statistics on the lack of focus, and it's declined consistently.
Let's put everyone on Adderall.
I mean,
well, they say too, like
answer, right?
like outside of school, even before like the widespread use of phones, they're saying like once you're out of school, your attention span goes way down as an adult. So it's like already down. So I guess if it's not great to start with, it's going to be even less so.
Well, and also like the difference too on, no, maybe not the difference, I want to say that, but the connection also with the lack of attention is because most technology, you receive some type of reward, like it's some type of reward system, dopamine hit. The reason why you're clicking and looking at your phone, the reason why our brains are doing that unconsciously, and the reason you have your phone in your hand is because it's looking for something to give it a high, to give it some type of dopamine spike, to do some type of thing. And so, like, not only is it that the focus, but it's also the depletion of like how your body functions and lets out dopamine. So you're gonna have like, I mean, I just feel like,
how does the body make dopamine? Can we just take some?
Well, I mean, it's
5-HTP.
It's neuroreceptors, so it's like it's a chemical. But your brain, and I don't. It's a good question that I don't want to pretend like I have the answer to. But I can say though, like it's just like in terms of like think of adrenal, like your adrenal glands can be exhausted.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I was trying to be stupid. I'm like, can we just make like a Centrum dopamine pill?
I mean, in
5-HTP. It's like what you take for if you have like depression and stuff. It's like to help, like kind of like a supplement. And then when you do Molly or E, like you take it before and you take it after because like your serotonin's depleted.
Yeah. But that
it's not even a replacement though. It's
and that's with serotonin. So not dopamine. I don't know what dopamine's. I mean,
sex.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had dopamine. Like, yeah,
I think
like,
both.
It's like you're getting high.
That would be the best drug to manufacture ever.
A dopamine hit
because it's a hormone, right?
Like if you could bottle the feeling up of like getting 100 likes.
Both it's a
or
hormone.
Getting,
well, yeah, because hormones
it's a
are
hormone
just
and a
chemicals.
neurotransmitter.
If somebody could bottle that up, they'd be so rich.
It's called drugs, Trey.
Oh, okay.
What do you think ecstasy? It's like the ecstasy is like
No, but I mean like not like rolling feeling, like just like the feeling of like saying opening your IG and having like a bunch of engagement. Just that. Just that feeling.
That feeling of like our video did good.
That feeling, yeah. It's
we
not
just passed
like,
1,000 subs.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, my body is really on fire. It's just like,
well, that's probably just like low level like microdosing.
But it's also crazy to me because like if you think about the reason why they like dopamine was really important to our evolution was it was rewarding you for doing things like finding food and water, procreating,
starting fire,
to get back into to do that again because
there was a biological function behind the drive.
So if
so
now
we're throwing biology out the window, Sean.
So exactly.
Welcome
so
to 2024.
Once
brother.
it becomes like related to like your survival now requires likes because that's what you're telling your body from that dopamine hit, or like that makes for a pretty, I think,
great
big
future.
crash. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if very soon you see like what is it when you go on retreats, like digital detox retreats, and they'll be like, come pay us $10,000 and we'll take your phone from you.
The whole thing is just them taking the phone from you. You're just like,
and they lock you in a room.
Yeah, and then we're like, all right, go.
No, they just take your phone and they're like, okay, come back in a week for it. And it's like, what do I do?
Well, I mean, it'd be really easy. You just hire you rent out a resort and then you hire like photographers because like, oh, you can't take pictures, but we'll take pictures for you.
Yeah.
But it made me think like the rise
come back,
the rise in popularity. Oh, I love a fucking good board game.
Because we're from the generation.
100%.
But
serious.
I forgot what was I saying.
You come